Hey, what's going on guys, Migzube here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a mono blue tempo deck for standard 2022. So at the beginning of the format, a lot of people just wrote off mono blue, they tried it for a little bit and went, it's not that great, and we haven't seen much mono blue since. But I'm happy to tell you guys that I've been having a ton of success with this exact build. So Mono Blue has gotten a ton of new cards from the D&D set. We're going to go through each of the new ones and then explain the strategy behind the deck. So we have Wanti Malison, 2 mana 2/1, can't be blocked as long as it is attacking alone, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, venture into the dungeon. So this card combos really well with the Grazalax, Illithid Scholar, 3 mana 3/2. Whenever a creature you control becomes blocked, you can return it to your hand or its owner's hand. And whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. So you have this sweet little 1-2 combo where you can play this on 2 and then you can play this on 3. It will get in there for sure because it can't be blocked. You venture and you draw a card. The ventures can help you scry towards more land to get deeper into your deck, eventually create treasures so you can Epiphany or Imrith ahead of schedule, and get even further into the deck with Grazalax, drawing you cards every single turn. We only run 2 Grazalax just because that's not the plan A of the deck. We play this sort of weird game where sometimes we're tapping out for creatures on our turn and not holding open much interaction, which is why we have cards like Into the Royal, Unsummon, and Divide by Zero. But the other half of the time we're playing at instant speed, holding open, again, Into the Royal, Negate, Unsummon, which we can all do at instant speed, Saw It Coming, and the Dragon Turtle. This is the other new card we have. 3 mana 3/5 Dragon, Flash. When it ETBs, tap it and up to 1 target creature an opponent controls, and they don't untap during their controller's next untap steps. So this card is really good against anything aggressive. It comes down, taps down a blocker, and then can typically block your opponent's biggest thing. It blocks a ton of stuff from mono red goblins, which I've been facing a lot of, mono green, mono white. It's just a really solid blocker, and it can also get in there. Like 3 power is no joke, especially when you're taking a bunch of extra turns off Alrund's Epiphany. Speaking of Alrund's Epiphany and taking extra turns, this is kind of the win con, and it also, well, we get paid off for taking a million extra turns because of Imrith. Now, the extra turns plus Imrith is a combo I've played in Dimir Control, I've played it a little bit in Esper, we've played it in Azorius, and a ton of people are using it as a finisher in their control decks. I'm telling you, it works just as well, if not better, in Mono Blue, because you're doing turn 5 Imrith into turn 6 Epiphany, and you're feeling great about it. You're drawing a ton of cards from the Imrith, from the Grazalax, and maybe like Malison or something, and you're just getting a ton of damage, based especially because you got earlier damage in the game. The rest of the deck is just interaction and other creatures. We have the Spirit as a creature that can grow. It can be a mana sink. It's one of the snow payoffs. We run the Augur as another good 1-drop. 1 mana 1/2 is okay. Plus, it can help us draw more snow cards. We have a couple. We have 20 snow lands, the other like 7 snow 1-drops, and 1 Graven Lore. So what is that, like 28 snow cards you can draw, which is about half your deck. So 3 Frost Augur hits about half the time, so it's not horrible. And yeah, the deck honestly is a lot more powerful than you'd expect. We just have other cheap pieces of interaction. Unsummon, Into the Royal, this can draw you a card. Playing a tempo-y game, getting in there, and then taking extra turns is really solid. Mana base, again, like I said, Snow, we have it for these cards. We have 1 Graven Lore because control is still a part of the meta, and some of the time you will play a Drago game plan. So we run Graven Lore for those matchups. And yeah, we're in Snow, so we might as well. It works better than Behold the Multiverse. For Haven, as a kind of finisher, we can animate it during our one of our last extra turns to get in more damage. All the Storm Giants enters untapped a lot, and it can be again a finisher against control. And having 4 of this in any type of Dimir Control mirror or that type of thing is really solid. So guys, I think I've babbled long enough. If you like the deck, be sure to drop a like on the video. It will be in the description down below as always, and consider subscribing. It motivates me to make more content. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Let's get into some games. Okay, I think we immediately need to mulligan. Double Faceless Haven isn't exactly keepable. Okay, this can be better. I think in the dark we just drop off an Unsummon and say go. We're going to need some mana for this hand to work out. So we're going to start on the hull and then maybe build our way up to Dragon Turtle. Take that damage, that's fine. I'm not going to waste a unsummon on a Javelineer. And honestly, mono red is the matchup where Dragon Turtle shines the most. So we'll see what we can get up to. Take another 1 point of damage. That's completely fine. Okay. 5 mana for Imrith secured. And we have Dragon Turtle online. So let's see if they have land 3 into a Goblin Lord, or a You See a Pair of Goblins, or the hasty 3/3 Goblin. We'll see if they even have land 3, honestly. They might be Boros, because most of the time mono red goblins runs snow-covered plains. Sorry, snow-covered mountains, what am I saying? Let's take the damage. Is the opponent thinking of pumping the Javelineer up? I mean, so far we've done nothing, but we're not exactly under enormous amounts of pressure. Do I just bring in the Dragon Turtle? I think so. We'll tap the 1/1 for a little bit, get a 3/5 blocker. We still have the unsummon. And not next turn, but a turn later, we'll have Imrith. Okay. Yeah, I figured they have the You See a Pair of Goblins. Into a Trash Master. I'm gonna send it back. Halves the damage. I could have essentially killed one of these 1/1s, but I don't think that's worth it. Grazilax can come down next turn. I'm just gonna play Imrith and pass with the turtle and the Imrith on the board. So next turn we can draw some cards. Trash Master down. Hold on, I think I have to go to auto order triggers. So gameplay. Sorry, auto order triggered abilities, turn that off because I want the Imrith to resolve first. I'll get this down. Recombat. Play the land because we might need 3 mana for a counter spell. Connect. Now I want the Imrith to go first. Just making sure. And we draw again. Alright. Lots of mana. Essentially just doing that to make sure we can draw the extra card off Imrith and then get the card off Grazilax. And that's it. We're just putting a bunch of beefy blue bodies in front of the mono red goblins. Feels good. Okay, on the play. Hand is good. We have a nice 1 Foretell Sot coming into a Dragon Turtle. Let's start with the hull on 1. Make sure it enters untapped. Green. Okay. I think I can foretell Sod coming here. I don't think I'm going to use Unsummon. And there's a pack leader. So, do we play the Frost Augur? I don't think so. I think we just hold open all of our mana. We can bounce and counter. I could just play the Dragon Turtle, tap this down. But then we don't have counter magic open. We can always unsummon next turn. I think we're just gonna play the Dragon Turtle. Tap the pack leader. I'm thinking they can play an Old Growth Troll. Nice. Old Growth Troll, but that's fine. Because we could just unsummon it. Get the Faceless Haven down to make sure next turn it won't have Summoning Sickness. Play out the Frost Augur. And we can pass. Building up to Imrith seems pretty good right now. If the opponent goes for a fight spell, we can blow that play up. They attack with the troll. Do I take it? I think right now we take the damage. I could unsummon it, force them to play it again. I don't hate countering this werewolf and then bouncing the troll. Something's holding priority with 1 mana, and if they're going to use a Snakeskin Veil to protect from that, I think we're happy. Okay, no Snakeskin Veil. Let's get in there. And play out Imrith. So I'm guessing it's a Blizzard Brawl, because they had something for 1 mana that kind of held priority. But that means they won't be able to fight the Imrith. It's also why we got in there with the 3/5. Yeah, they're gonna need more mana to get through. Opponent hovering Imrith a lot. Again, just putting the thick blue bodies in front of aggressive creatures manages to get the job done. Sweet. Okay, we're on the draw, but we have a nice 2-3, some interaction, and a potential extra turn. So it's not horrible, but it's not great either. Honestly, on the draw is where we don't want to see our counter magic, and where we want to see more bounce spells and actual pressure. And it looks like we're against mono black. We'll get the hull down untapped. Doesn't really do anything right now for us. This really can be mono black. Triple eye twitch, okay. Nice. Get down the Malison. Quanti Malison. Sweet card. This thing looks pretty terrifying. So if they can't remove it, we can play the Scholar, and we get in there, draw a card, and venture. As intended when deck building. We take 3 here. So Rakdos. Fair enough. Village Rites. Okay, so value train coming from the opponent. Learn extra cards. I mean, making pest blockers isn't amazing against a unblockable threat. But maybe they just have removal. They're just blowing up their own eye twitches. That's fine with me. Necrotic Fumes. Maybe they want to force remove the Malison. Okay. Interesting turn. Let's get down the Scholar. Poke in with Malison. And we'll venture here. An Epiphany. We need more mana, right? I think we put that to the bottom. Glad we bottomed that. Trying to get towards enough lands to actually hardcast the first Epiphany. We can ramp as long as the Malison connects again. And now the opponent wants to remove Grazilax. Because, well, if any creature attacks, then we get to connect. Shambling Ghast. What else? Enough mana for Necrotic Fumes. But at least if they Necrotic Fumes using their Ghast as fodder, it gets exiled, so they won't be able to use its ability. Same with the Eye Twitch, they won't be able to learn if they use the Necrotic Fumes. I don't think the opponent loves their spot, but I don't love my spot either. It's a pretty close game so far. Callous Blood Mage, okay. Opponent will allow me to get some venture value. Holding back. Nope, getting in there. So I can get this down by creating the treasure token. I kind of like that. So we poke in again. We make a treasure. Draw a card. Okay. So 5 mana. I can play the Desert Doom, or I could just hold open 2 counterspells. I like being proactive. But then again, how good is the Imrith? It just gets blocked by the eye twitch, and it means that this isn't connecting. Interesting spot. Maybe we just foretell Epiphany. Pass the turn. You know what? Let's be really proactive. I'm not going to bank on this living for much longer. And besides, I have a backup. We ramp to Imrith, which is pretty cool, via the Venture. Test summoning. And, I mean, we can always just hold Imrith back and connect with Malison over and over again. Which, at this point, kind of seems viable. Opponent has 2 mana. And they go for a Awaken the Blood Avatar. So I am kind of wishing I held open Negate. We will sacrifice Grazilax. Opponent will make the 3/6. And I'll block. Okay. Good turn for them. Definitely a good turn for them. How do we want to play it? I can attack, essentially force a block. I can't really divide this thing away. I could divide the eye twitch. I kind of like land or tell Epiphany. Hold open a bunch of interaction. And do we attack? Let's hold Imrith back. This thing is frustrating. It's just going to burn us away for 3 each turn. So, Mardu sacrifice. Okay. Opponent getting in there for 6 damage. Playing around my counterspells. They do not attack with the Blood Mage. I cannot divide this land, which is super unfortunate, or this Blood Avatar. Right, like let's say I go for Divide by 0, I can only hit these cards. And Menace is frustrating. So let's save some life. And, well, I guess we don't need to do this now. Down to 6, and I'm going to divide by 0 to use my mana. Honestly, I think I have to divide the eye twitch. Just to give me the best chance at drawing land. So what do I fetch? Part of me wants to fetch environmental sciences, but another part of me says that I need to draw an answer this turn. I think we grab Expanded Anatomy. Like, I need to draw land naturally to try to hit the Epiphany. Okay, well, that's a good draw. So we're still going to try to hit the Epiphany. Let's go. Untap land. And we hit the untapped land. Okay, sweet. Feeling much more confident. And we Epiphany. So how close to dead is my opponent? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, pretty close to dead, right? And we make this Vigilant. Sorry, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9. I thought it was 3 counters. It's just 2. So we attack with Imrith. Do we hold anything else back? Let's keep the birds back. Opponent down to 5. We draw an extra card. Hit land for turn. That's good. So do I play Frost Augur? I think so. And then hold open the 3 mana interaction. Okay, your go, opponent. We have to be careful. This thing can just hit us for 3. But Dragon Turtle can tap it down. Although I am worried about doing that because it will tap me out and then they can resolve something. But if they go for Necrotic Fumes, they exile that. I make them pay the ward, and I just counter it. I could negate, but I'd rather use all my mana. And now they just lose. They could attack, I block. We go to 3, we kill them on the way back. Let's go. This deck is being surprisingly effective. Okay, on the play, we're gonna keep it. We have Frost Augur to dig us through the deck, Epiphany on 2, and then we see from there. Get the Hull down on 1, just to make sure it enters untapped. We definitely will need to draw some interaction, but I'm hoping we can get there. Okay, that's 5 mana. You know what? I can try to draw off the Frost Augur, or we could just foretell the Epiphany. What am I really doing next turn? Probably just using Frost Augur and foretelling Epiphany as well. I think we hold. Because if I do hit a snow permanent and it's a land, then I'm probably just going to have the same next turn. It just gives me 1 more Frost Augur activation. Professor, okay. So I don't have as many snow permanents as I'd like in the deck, just because we're trying to be more of a tempo aggro deck than we are a grindier control deck. I will take that land. Okay. Weird draw, guys. Foretell Epiphany. And I guess try to just use Frost Augur again. We need some interaction. Double Imrith is pretty good. The opponent will have trouble getting through it. Augur blocks Soulmender. We can take 2 for a little bit. We're not under massive amounts of pressure. Okay. Tabarax. Let's see what this does again. I honestly don't remember. Flying has lifelink as long as it has 5 more +1/+1 counters on it. When another non-token creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on it. If it's a cleric, draw a card, and they lose 1 life. Okay. Noted. Let's take 2. That's okay. And we'll try to use this again. Okay. It's a Malison. So we play it out. Play the land, say go. We have a pretty sweet Imrith into Alrund's Epiphany, which has won me a couple games so far. I mean, Frost Augur's nice, but it's not that great right now, especially under pressure. And the opponent is pressuring me a little bit. Okay, Pyre of Heroes, 2 in a tap, sacrifice a creature, search your library for a creature card. That shares a creature type, but it has mana value equal to 1 plus that creature's mana value, then they put it onto the battlefield. Okay. Do I trade my Frost Augur for this Professor? I don't think I'm going to get many more activations out of it right now because I'm going Imrith into Alrund's Epiphany. So you know what? We're going to block. Opponent will gain a life. I will activate my Frost Augur. That's a good one. And I know they get a card. I know. Not ideal. They can get a 2-drop Cleric now. Is this a real Clerics deck? Like, is this Cleric deck's real? I'm honestly not sure. Reduced to memory. Okay. I will go down this dungeon to scry and potentially make more treasure. Grazalax, not horrible. Honestly, not horrible. But if my turn is Imrith into Epiphany, how good is this? It seems a little bit slow. I think I bottom it. And we just play out the dragon. If I don't draw the land in a couple draw steps, then hopefully Malison can make a treasure. This is close to blocking my Imrith. Only one more Cleric needs to die. Reduced to memory doesn't work. You would need to pay ward. Righteous Valkyrie, okay. And are they out of mana? They're out of mana. So, how do we start? Do we attack with Malison or the Desert Doom? I think we're starting with the Desert Doom. Like, just the Desert Doom. And seeing what happens. I could play my land out, but it doesn't really matter. They can block with the Righteous Valkyrie. They take 5, give me a card. Nice. Dragon Turtle, interesting. So we all runs Epiphany. My turn again. There's land 7, so we can try to do the whole thing over again. I think that's the plan. See how the opponent wants to block. Like that. I understand. Alright, let's get rid of the Tabaraks. Now, do I go for another Alrund's Epiphany? Or do I try to get down Imrith and hold open Negate beforehand? Honestly, does not sound horrible. I kind of wish I could hold open Dragon Turtle, but I think we're taking a turn off from these Epiphanies just to get the other Desert Doom down. I want the Epiphanies to be more impactful. Second Righteous Valkyrie, okay. Opponent gaining that life. Getting a, what I'm guessing, a third Righteous Valkyrie. Yep. Okay. Fair. I block. I can get in there with Malison. Right? Put them down to 27. Take an extra turn. We have to get them off this life. Make a 1/1. Epiphany. That's actually not horrible. Kind of like this draw. We get in there again. Make... What are we making bigger? The Malison itself, or do I make the Imrith bigger? Let's make the Malison a bit bigger. Unblockable threat seems pretty good here. Play out the Frost Augur. Hold open the interaction. So if the opponent doesn't do anything relevant, we can just pump all our mana into the Frost Augur. If not, we have Negate and Dragon Turtle to fall back on. Interesting game. Triple Righteous Valkyrie, so all their clerics will gain a ton of life. Yeah, not ideal. Gain 6, casually. Oh no, they gain a lot more than that, up to 46 life. Environmental Sciences, that's fine. I'm not too fussed about them gaining a little bit more life. Right, it's because of the cleric class that they're gaining so much. Let's see how they want to attack. I mean, fair enough. This is 3, and this will cost me a bit more. Alright. I will chump. Yeah, not ideal. Many Righteous Valkyries are scary. So... hold on. Okay, so we go level 2 first. Then we can go level 3. Or we can just play the dragon turtle, and I kind of like that. What are we tapping? I guess this, it has more toughness. Okay. Let's see if we could find another way to tap this down. I mean, we can attack, draw a card. We can make this even bigger. I draw a card. Counter spell. A little bit too late for that. This will cost 7 mana, 5, 6, so we can just foretell. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Comes up to, I think it comes out to the same thing. We're gonna foretell. Opponent not on that much gas, but the triple Righteous Valkyrie is a beating. That's for sure. Yep. You know what? I fall to 2. This is the only way we win this game. We have to chain a couple Alrund's Epiphanies together, I think. Oh no. Not stuff that plays around my counter magic. Alright, well, now it's gonna be very, very, very difficult to win. Okay. I feel like they could have done that before. Alright. My turn. Okay. So how are we doing this? We attack with you and with you. If I pay the 4 mana, we don't have that much mana left. We're gonna play the land, and I think we need to just attack with Imrith. Draw 2. Let's go. And that's gay. Let's see what's on top. GG's. Okay, I mean, we got some Malisons, which can help us ramp. So, we're gonna go for it. Into Desert Doom and extra turn. Alright. Would have liked to have that last turn, but it's okay. Get the snake down. Mono black. Will the opponent attack? I'm expecting a deadly dispute here, and they just take out my Malison, draw 2 cards, make a treasure. I do not hate drawing land there. Can't be blocked. Yeah, I know. So, deadly dispute? Deadly dispute. Okay. Like a frickin' book, guys. Yeah, I know. I know. Draw 2 cards, make a treasure. And we restock the board. Alright. So, after the second Malison attack, if it can connect twice, then we will have a treasure for the Imrith, guaranteeing it on turn 5. Oh, Rakdos. Okay. Into a gelatinous cube. Opponent really doesn't like Malison, like, at all. Okay. So as long as we can hit 1 land in our next couple cards, we're pretty happy. Turn 3 big cube. They can dissolve it. Shambling Ghast. That's fine. Getting in there, okay. Down to 14. Let's see if we can hit a Snow Island or something. Dragon Turtle. Not bad. I still think we just get Imrith down. My other option was Dragon Turtle plus hold open the Frost Augur ability. But I like slamming Big Dragon and seeing if the opponent can deal with it. Tapped Hive, that's fine. Yorgo. If they attack with the Gelatinous Cube and I block with the Imrith, they can Frostbite, pay... No, they can't pay Ward 4. So yeah, they do not have a... I don't think they have a good attack here. They main phase Dissolve. I'm not sure why you would main phase Dissolve, but to each their own. I could play these out, but I really want to hit 6 mana for the Alrund's Epiphany this turn. So we're going to see if we can do it. And we do. That's why we don't play our cards pre-combat sometimes. Alrund's Epiphany, baby. I think this time... Well, okay. If we hit another Epiphany, we're laughing. But I don't think that's very likely, so we're going to play this out just to get the extra card. Because hitting a untapped land is a lot more likely than hitting a now 3 of in the deck. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So, Ascendant Spirit? Or do we just pass with 6 mana? I think I'm happy to pass with 6 mana. I don't think there's much I can lose to right now. And I think a turn of Saw It Coming plus Dragon Turtle is just very backbreaking. Keeping in mind that the opponent has to deal with the Imrith. See, that's what I'm talking about. Could have foretold a Saw It Coming. We get a little bit punished, but I can still just... Turtle tap down. So we get punished for a bit of mana, but it's okay. Ghast can get in there, I'll take 1. Another Imrith? Okay. So I can play this and foretell here. And then we'll have... what, 4 mana? And I'll draw 2 cards. Okay. Don't hate that. Five, 6, and 7. Put the opponent to 1. This is relevant because anything kills them. Wait, if I attacked with all, were they dead? No, they just block and block. And that's it for the opponent. Could have also played the Malison, and that's a lethal threat on its own, because attacking alone it can't be blocked. So yeah, we absolutely just destroy Rakdos there. Okay, let's go. End is great. We have a nice 1, 2, 3 top end against mono red goblins. Alright. Double Frost Augur. Honestly, I think I might just trade. Oh no, are we really gonna see a turn 1 shock? There's no way. And it's not gonna be Frostbite. I'm gonna take that block. I don't feel like I need second Augur. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. Okay. Pass the turn. Hold open Jwaris. There's a ton of 3-drops they can play. Like that. And then we just take 3. Not too bad. Now I pass and hold open the Dragon Turtle and the Counterspell. Boros, okay. So I can take 3 and see if they want to play anything for me to counter, and I think that's worth it right now. I'm not under that much pressure, and if not, I can just do this end phase. Yeah, that's what I was kind of expecting. Let's go, untapped blue. Not ideal, but it's okay. Alright. Because untapped blue means I could play Frost Augur and hold open Sot Coming or Dragon Turtle. I'm going to take 3 again. Try to get value out of these Sot Comings where they're not very good. Five lands. Fireblade Charger, that's fine. Okay. Dragon Turtle. On the Hobgoblin Captain. Interesting. I could hold open Counterspell, but that's not exactly proactive. I could double Foretell. Malison. And something else, maybe? You know what? I don't think I can lose this game if I counter a Showdown of the Skalds. I'm not under a lot of pressure just yet. This is going to be a really good blocker online next turn. So I think this is okay. I can also just animate Faceless Haven as a blocker. Yeah. That's the card I lose to. So we're just going to be countering that for this foreseeable future. Do this, hold back the Dragon Turtle. Now the opponent's top decking. Captain can get first strike. I do think I should have foretold that, but then we don't get to hold open the Faceless Haven. So I think it's fine. All in all, it works out. We don't even get past land 4, but we're just decimating goblins today. I don't even know what to tell you.